found this crime-fighting baby on the streets and he's gonna choose my reads for the week.
I did that by laying books on the floor and reading the first one he picked up each round. I let him pick 2 romance books and 1 fantasy book and then had him choose which book to read first. Round 1 consisted of Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, Bride by Allie Hazelwood, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and Throttled by Lauren Asher. He of course picked Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Round 2 consisted of Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood, Funny Story by Emily Henry, and King of Pride by Anna Huang. He decided King of Pride was the way to go. His options for round 3 were Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young, A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft, Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. He obviously chose Half a Soul. I then set out the 3 books he chose to see which one I should pick up first. And Just for the Summer was the ultimate winner. Predictions in my head right now, and I think they're all right, honestly. I'm 150 pages into the book the baby picked out first, which is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is my first time reading a book by Abby Jimenez. There's so much hype surrounding her right now, and in my opinion, it's well deserved. I feel like Abby Jimenez is kind of known for having like these really cute like rom-com ideas, but then adding a lot of depth to them. And by depth, I mean she really puts her characters through the ringer. Now, according to Goodreads, this is the 3rd book in a series, which this is the 3rd time I've picked up a 3rd book in a series without reading the first 2. They're all interconnected standalones, but I'm kind of confused on how this connects with her other books. I mean, like, I haven't read them, but usually with like interconnected standalones, it's like the same friend group, and each like book is about a different friend in the group. And I don't think that's the case for this, because I looked up the other books in the series and what the main characters' names were, and I don't think they've been introduced in this. If they have, I've looked right past it. This book is about Emma and Justin, who both claim that every person they date finds their true love after they break up. They think they're cursed, and if they date each other, it sort of cancels it out, and that they're both gonna find love after they break up. Cute rom-com, right? No, there's familial issues and a whole bunch of other like heavy topics, which I'm definitely not shocked by. I was really intrigued by this because I like emotional books. I love getting emotionally attached for characters, so this is what I was looking for, really. This book has pictures, which is amazing because like the illiterate king chose it. Anyway, my camera's about to die, so I have to like end this now. I'm gonna go read.
I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality. Baby, baby, you are really hurting me. 'Cause every time you tell me I look good in bed, I'm doing fine, but nothing ever changes. And now I see, baby, you're hurting me. Stuck in repeat. Stop.
just want to give them hugs.
If you don't need me, just let me know when I go.
That's so cute!
The game that you've been playing felt so real to me. I once believed that you could be my destiny. Baby, baby, you are really hurting me.
I'm looking real red right now. This is a sunburn. Wow. Wait. It makes sense now. It makes sense. Okay. What?
Baby, you are really hurting me. I know you're playing your part, but baby, it's breaking my heart. How could I know?
Wow.
Just let
I imagine my mind wouldn't be nearly as blown as it is if I had read the first 2 books in this series. This book. Oh my goodness. Something that I've really been liking about this book is that the characters are not like copy and paste the same person, but they're also not polar opposites, because I feel like either characters are like so very similar where you're just like dating yourself, which I imagine would get so very boring. I mean, like, not for me because I love myself. But for other people, I imagine that gets boring. Or it's like grumpy sunshine, bad boy, good girl, whatever it is. These people like match each other's energy, but they look at life differently, and I kind of like that. I adore how they're both willing to look at life from the other's perspective, and I think it's kind of cool. For the most part, I don't like the people named Justin, but the main character in this Justin, he's great. If your name is Justin and you're watching this, I bet you're a great person. Just in my experience, I feel like Justins are the worst J name. I feel like there's this stereotype that like men with the name that starts with J, they just automatically suck. My dad's name is John. But this Justin is such a good guy. He's just like the embodiment of if he wanted to, he would. He has depth to him, and he's funny. Both of these characters are like fairly funny. I have 50 pages left of this book. I'm stressed. There's a lot going on in their lives. I don't know if I could handle that. I feel like I haven't read a book where like the people are just like good, solid people in quite a while, and I feel like these are just great people. I'm having so much fun reading this book, and I feel like my heart's about to shatter, but then of course the ending will tape it back together because I'm assuming it has a happily ever after. I don't like books that don't have happily ever afters, which is very evident if you look at books that I have thrown across the room. I don't really have too much more to say. I'm just really enjoying this book, and I do feel bad for the characters for what they're going through, but I know everything's gonna be okay. I don't know everything's gonna be okay. I hope everything's gonna be okay. These sweetie pies are really going through the ringer, and I don't think I could handle their situation, and it's great that I don't have to. I'm knocking on wood right now. I think I'm ready to finish this book. Hopefully there's more pictures. I'm enjoying the pictures. I'm going to keep reading. What? Just for the summer, I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book and would definitely recommend it. The baby did such a good job picking out this book, and as an epilogue hater, this epilogue was just perfection. The whole layout of it matched the premise of this book so well. This book is an emotional, summery rom-com, and if that's what you're into, I would definitely pick this up. I have to say, it took me longer than it should have to realize what the title meant. This book brought me so much joy, and I can't wait to read more Abby Jimenez books. This also means I can still talk to the baby, which is great for him. The next book I'm going to read is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I asked for fantasy book recommendations on my Instagram, and bestie Lindsay told me to pick this one up. The baby thought this would be a great next read. Or maybe not. I kind of just like set books in front of him and said pick one. I think he was a little disappointed this one didn't have pictures, but whatever, it's fine. There's a quote from Alex E. Harrow, and that sounds really familiar. Who What do I know that name from? Starling House, A Spindle Splintered. Okay, I read that. I give it 2 stars. So this is like a Regency fantasy book that is under 300 pages, so I'm hoping I can get through it quickly. If I'm not able to, it's more than likely that I'm just busy. But life doesn't slow down to give you time to read, which is kind of stupid, honestly, but I'm gonna try to read and get this done. I want to give an update in like 5 pages, but I also feel like I'm going to fall asleep before I read the 5 pages. I'm 109 pages into Half a Soul, and it really is giving like Bridgerton, but with a little bit of like fantasy magic fairy dust thing stuff. I've heard people describe this book as that before, but I was like, oh, that's just because it's Regency era. It probably doesn't really give Bridgerton, it's just giving Regency, but no, it's giving Bridgerton. It's because there's like courting and parties, and that's basically all that happens in Bridgerton, so Bridgerton has a little bit of scandal. I think also some of like the language and words used. I'm like, oh, Bridgerton didn't make that up. This book is about Theodora, who, get this, only has half a soul. So she only feels like half of the emotions that like a normal person feels, or even if she feels emotions, they're like very reduced. Like everybody feels emotions, and she's like, oh yeah, like, no, I don't feel it as strongly as you do. She specifically does not feel fear or embarrassment, which I was like, wait, that would be so great. I would love to not ever feel embarrassed. But that leaves her prone to scandal, which is like not good, obviously. She doesn't want people to know she only has half a soul because like bad magic is the reason why she has half a soul. So she tries to be like this wallflower that like people don't notice. But that's when morally gray Elias enters the chat. His name is most definitely Elias. My bad. I mean, he's morally gray. The ton doesn't like him. But he finds out she only has half a soul, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because I am magical. And then there's more Regency and magic talk and more stuff that goes along with the book, obviously. I like the story, but I'm not really connecting to the writing. I don't know what it is, but there's this lack of connection with me in this book. I feel like if I had a bigger brain and didn't spend all of my time on Instagram Reels, I would enjoy this more. Yeah, this is grabbing my attention more than this, and I don't think it's like the story's fault. I think it's really just that I'm not connecting to the writing very well. So I think I'm gonna try like the audiobook, and I'm gonna try to like clean my room while listening to the audiobook because I need to clean my room and I can get the audiobook for free. I've gotten so good at staying off TikTok, but Instagram Reels is my downfall. I really can't help it. But I really want to finish this book soon, and it's really not that long. Like, it really shouldn't take me that long to get through this. This book is 40 pages shorter than I thought it was. There is a full novella at the back of this book. It is only 240 pages long. So this is me realizing in 10 pages I am halfway through this book. I'm gonna get reading. I'm gonna get listening.
Don't wanna be a one-man woman. Got me stranded like a boat in the sand. Just the thought of not spreading my wings drives me crazy. Dressing up, fixing my strut. Always prepared, you never know who shows up around the corner. Maybe it's that director.
So after I watched Despicable Me 4, I finished Half a Soul, and I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I thought the ending was like actually kind of good. It got much deeper than I thought it would. Well, I did enjoy it. I didn't really connect to it as much as I would have liked. I actually really liked the audiobook. I think the accents were like really fun, and it really let me like immerse myself in that world more than what I had been. After finishing this, I started, it landed on my floor. I was hoping it would land on the bed. The book's fine. Anyway, I started King of Pride. I was just gonna read like the first chapter, but it pulled me in, so I'm on chapter 7. I'm like 48 pages in, and the main plot like hasn't really been set up completely yet, so I'm gonna wait to tell you what it's about. I have a love-hate relationship with Anna Huang books, but I actually really liked King of Wrath, so I'm excited to read this one, which is a part of the King of Sin series. They're all like interconnected standalones. Each book represents a different deadly sin, and this one is obviously pride. It's a billionaire, like, forbidden romance because she's not a billionaire. I was kind of shocked the baby chose this one because, like, it's not, like, super colorful or anything. Like, I don't really know why he chose it, but I'm gonna read it. Woo!
Oh, I can sing, I can dance, I can learn the smooth moves. I will do anything you ask me to do. Jump out on the stage, get locked up in a cage, director. Glitter and a touch of glamour.
I'm over 100 pages into King of Pride, and I can now tell you what it's about. We have Kai, who's a billionaire and about to become a CEO. There's an upcoming CEO vote, and he pretty much has it in the bag. The only thing he has to do is just, like, not screw up now. He's kind of boring, a part of, like, this super rich, like, country club type thing, and just boring. But he's kind of mysterious. Like, we don't know much about him, so maybe that's why I think he's kind of boring, because we don't know anything about him. Then we have Isabella, who is a bartender at this, like, exclusive Valhalla club, which is, like, the country club type thing. And she's, like, life at the party, purple hair, tells inappropriate jokes, wants to write an erotic thriller. So they're opposites. We have rich man that's extremely serious and kind of bland, and then we have woman that, well, she's like a bartender at a really nice club, so I don't think she's poor, but she's trying to write a thriller. She's not rich, and she's not super serious. They're, like, forbidden to be together because in order for him to become CEO, he needs to be with, like, a woman that's, like, grew up like him, very serious, and she's not that. They also claim they're not each other's types, but they just keep being drawn towards each other. My thoughts on this book are kind of like the opposite of what my thoughts on Half a Soul were. I like the writing, I don't really like the story. I'm, like, somewhat entertained, but I don't really like the characters together. I've read books with similar tropes that I just like more, and I just feel like this isn't really comparing to those very well. I am a little entertained, but not as much as I had hoped to be by this book. It's not really a shock what I'm feeling towards this book because I have such a love-hate relationship with Anna Huang's books, but I still, like, continue to buy them anyway. Maybe I'm the problem. I feel like I do have to say it is a little bit entertaining because there's certain qualities of each character that I do like, but there's also certain qualities that I'm like, oh, no. I'm 305 pages into King of Pride, and oh boy has it picked up. The more I read, the more I like the characters and the storyline, and it has gotten so juicy. I just didn't think it would go in the direction it went. Well, I did. There's, like, a lot of it that I was like, oh, this is kind of predictable, and then all of a sudden it wasn't anymore. This has really turned around and just been like a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, amazing. I am so entertained, and I feel like that's really all I ask for with books. I'm just like, I want to be entertained. Okay, if you're more so interested into, like, looking deeper into books and, like, character studies and other literary analyses, this is definitely not for you. But if you're interested in billionaire drama, totally pick it up. I have 60 pages left. I don't really know how things are going to be resolved, but I have guesses considering the whole, like, pride aspect of this book. I'm going to keep reading and hopefully finding out some, like, nitty-gritty, dirty dirt on billionaires, because that's what I want to read. Drama! Billionaires just love doing shady things. And that is so entertaining. Really? If I just rip it right now, then what? No, because I'm tempted to. Like, I'm curious. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Am I strong enough? There's a book I hate, and I wonder if I could just rip it. I want to rip a book so badly right now. No, but like, do you think I could do it? Aaron, stop. I really want to do it. I bet I could. Okay. I have a book that's extremely water damaged. It was in my backpack, and then it started pouring. Ooh, and this one actually seems like it would be easier to rip based on like the glue. I can't do that. Aaron, don't rip your books. But I kind of want to. This is kind of toxic behavior. Could you imagine I do it to like some like exclusive special edition book? I just rip it. I'm not gonna rip a book. Okay? I don't rip books. I've never ripped a book, but I'm just like, oh, like, what would it be like to do it? This book is making me have evil thoughts. That's like, oh, you see that spine? Anyway, I finished. Ow. I finished King of Pride, and there's a line I want to read to you. It says, he's not boring, he's introverted. There's a difference. I just thought that was funny because I called him boring earlier. As an introvert, that can be like kind of relatable because I feel like everybody thought I was boring in high school. Like my friends didn't think I was boring, or I hope they didn't think I was boring, but I feel like people that like didn't know me and that just had like a class with me or something, like I did not talk. I feel like I've been better about that in college, and I've been more chatty and I've made friends. Go me! Anyway, this book has been like a roller coaster for my rating system because parts of the book I loved, parts of the book I despise. This is actually, what's the word? It starts with a, like what is the word? The most in. I had a word in my head when I was reading it being like, oh, this is a really good word. You should use it when you're talking about your review. Revolting, abhorrent, loathsome, hateful, detestable. These are some fun words. Deplorable, appalling, insufferable. That was probably one of the most insufferable things that could ever happen in a book. Another thing I thought was funny is that one of the characters is like, oh, he's boring because he likes to read. I feel like I have to give it 3 stars because there's other books where like I loved all of it up until the end, and I'm just like, okay, that actually made me so mad, but I liked so much of it, but I'm like, if it has a bad ending, you know? So I feel like 3 stars is the way to go. It's hard because I look at this book and I'm like, oh, I had fun reading it, but then I also hated parts of it. I just don't know what to think. Anyway, shout out to the baby for picking up books. I appreciate it. Shout out to the parents of the baby for letting me use their baby. I also want to show you the fact that I taught the baby how to say pitbull. Here's him. That was him saying pitbull, and it took a lot of hard work because he kept saying like pubble, pubble, bubble, and I was just like, dude, pitbull, it's not that hard, but I guess it is when you like can't talk. I hope you liked this video. If you would like, comment, and subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. I will see you at some point or another. Bye!